Hello, all my model car enthusiasts out there. Thanks for checking in for our fifth episode, right? It's fifth episode. Look busy again. The boss is here and his boss. Anyways, sorry about that, folks. I will not cut that out. There he is. Bye. Anyways, wow, this is not a professional deal. We better get this going because I think Fred is about to expire because he's wearing his PPE. So I think this is fun. I'm just going to stall a little bit, everybody. I like the color in his face. So it was nice knowing you, Fred. I'm going to say bye now, okay? While you're still awake. Anyways, everyone, this is the Model Car Enthusiast Podcast. We are officially rolling, finally. It's been quite the debacle this morning. Oh, yes. Irv with his graphics there. And wow. We've got a full house, and we do have a past guest back on, returning. We're giving him a second shot because he had technical problems on the last one, and
that's because the check bounced.
And yeah, exactly. And we want everyone to know that Brian down there got Mr. Got Fuels. Yeah, I'm singling you out, dude.
Oh, am I in trouble?
Yeah. See, he's doing it again. Anyways, and then we also have way down below there, Robert Jutson, or I used to screw his name up in my own head and call him Jutson, so I always call him Soft J. Right. He is one of my longest running producers. You'll see his name at the end of my videos. You'll see him at the end of this podcast. He'll be in the scroll. He's been a longtime supporter of mine, and we've become good friends. And he has a YouTube channel now, and I'm totally not prepared. Let me see. Where'd it go? Here. Bam! That's his thing. That looks just like you too. He is questionable scale modeling.
Hair on that guy.
Wow.
Not much hair.
Questionable scale modeling.
I think it's got more hair than I do, actually.
It does. Let's take another look.
AI is great.
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful? That is your expression all the way. Absolutely freaking clueless at all times. All right. Well, I'm going to let everybody just introduce themselves. I'm not going to go through this because who the heck wants to hear me say it? We'll go anti-clockwise since it's a Canadian. I don't know why I put those together, but we got the Canadian next to me right here. We'll start with you and go around to the Southerners and then the Ohioan and all that. Go for it.
All the Southern.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Iowa. I'm sorry, Robert. Go.
Iowan.
Iowan.
Oh, this is Chris from the Sprue hanging out with you guys and looking forward to today's topic.
Then me. I'm Brian, Got Fuels Model Car Garage, and this is my second time, and it's so far it's been a pleasure.
It's great to have you on, bud.
Fred, I knew I'd screw this up. Fred Pappy Henry from West Georgia Rods and Customs on YouTube and Facebook and on Instagram, and I can't count, so I don't know what number this is. And my check still ain't cleared the bank, but I keep coming back for more.
Yeah,
And then this
call the offices.
Feller right over here. Let me poke him. Hey,
Irvin from Arterake on YouTube.
I've heard of him.
All right. Hey, guys. My name's Robert. I am the Questionable Scale Modeler on YouTube. I go by the Iowan sometimes since I am from Iowa.
Oh, not the Ohioan?
No, or Soft J. So looking forward to this. It's a good topic.
It is a good topic.
And good to have you. And I am Mark Batson, HobbyDude 007, YouTube, and as of this week, also have a Facebook page.
That's right. Yeah. We will now be adding that link down in the description below for everyone.
And thank you for that.
Yes.
And I look forward to the topic today. Always fun.
Yeah, and real quick, what's great with you starting a Facebook page is how you're able. You have so many great tips and so many cool things you've done. Like back when you used to write for Scale Auto Enthusiast, and you got a lot of cool things to share. That this gives people an opportunity to check it out up close on their phones and on their computers. So cool on you.
Well, I appreciate
it seems like you're grabbing some followers. It's really picking up quick for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been up 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I think it was.
You've already posted some cool looking models there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes,
Yeah,
I've had
it'll
the
take a
pleasure
while
of
to
seeing
kind
that
of
one.
lock all that stuff up, but we'll get
it
there.
does. It takes time. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that Corvette came to our show when our theme was the Corvette, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
and he won a top 10.
Yep.
He won a top 10 with it.
Yeah,
well, he won.
Well, it actually
he won
the Corvette theme.
He won the
Yeah, it was the Corvette theme winner.
Yeah.
And once this fella right up here that direction introduces himself, I got something I want to big congratulatory coming out. But Matt, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. That's right. It's me, Luka C, or they just call me Matt because that's who I am. And I have the Luka C channel, and a lot of you probably already know that because you're on the Luka C channel watching this podcast, The Model Car Enthusiasts. And we all thank you for coming on. And I got other things that happen too. Yeah, you all know it. Anyways, the subject we have today, this is a cool one. It's kind of and unfortunately, one of our team members is down. He's been out playing around, gallivanting all over the country. Is our own Tim Brown. This was his subject, and he's bummed that he's missing on this. But it is, what is your favorite part of your model car build? What's the part of building a model car that is your favorite part when you get to it? That's what you look forward to, and the rest is all drudgery. No, not really drudgery, but yeah. But everybody has their particular thing that is like their favorite part of model building, and we're all going to talk about it. So what's going to be cool is seeing what you guys write in the comments below, and we'll all get in on this because this is a fun subject. Good idea from Tim, but he's not here because,
he's circumnavigating.
He's playing around with other people. I think some of you know who all those guys are.
Wow.
Yeah, he was at a show in Tennessee. Yes, what show was that yesterday?
That was the Murfreesboro. Yeah, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I went to it last year. Matter of fact, a lot of those that was in that picture I was with. Tim was at it last year also.
Yeah.
And but there's some of my Acme buddies. I see Mr. Tim Kalankowitz and Wes Hoffaber.
Yeah.
Let's see. I notice there's Gabe and his dad. So they sell models at a lot of the kits, and Gabe's wife. Let's see. You got Mike Hackey and Jeff Glover and Jim Shepard. They're from the Acme Club, and the man of the throttle power himself, Mr. Tim Brown.
That's him. Yep. And today, he didn't want to waste his car rental that he got for the weekend, so he says, I'm going to Indy. I'm going to go check out the new museum they built.
I bet he drove that car down some dirt roads and got some trees and stuff hung up under it. He's got to go clean it up.
That's what it is.
It back in.
That's what it really is. Yeah, he's out hot rodding on the back road, pretending he's a moonshiner.
Oh man.
Oh boy, Kentucky whiskey. Yeah. But anyway,
oh man, Kentucky windage. Whew.
So so here we are. We're gonna get going on this subject. But Fred, what you were about to talk about something. Let's hear what you had to say. I mean,
speaking of shows, so good to see Tim at Murfreesboro show. I was going to go to the show, which I went last year, but this year I kind of forego going to that show. I'm going over with this fella right up in this corner, right up here, Mr. Hobby Dude 007. Mark and I are going to spend a day with our modeling buddies in a couple weeks. So I forego that show to go up there and hang out with them.
Oh, cool.
And have some fun with those guys. So looking forward to that. But our last episode of the podcast was right after the Acme Southern Nationals, and this fella right here I'd like to say congratulations to. He took home a coveted top 10 award with his beautiful Shelby Cobra.
That thing is great.
It is
man, it's
beautiful.
too bad I don't have a picture of it to throw up there.
Beautiful
Mr.
bill. I know you're supposed to be able to go, but
yeah, it doesn't work like that on this show.
Yeah.
We're very low tech.
Absolutely gorgeous.
But it was.
It was. I'd like to see that thing in person. But I remember when Brian, when you dropped that on the face box, I was like,
yeah.
Brian built that, or did he pay somebody? I was like, wow, no, that thing was beautiful.
No, about 95% of that thing was built during my live stream.
It was.
Oh wow,
that's we watched it. So if y'all don't come, all of you listening, all of you out there listening right now, if y'all want a good hangout on a Saturday night, watching us do our annex and building. We do get a good percentage of our building done on some of these hangouts. Go up to Got Fuels, Brian's YouTubes. Man, I don't know what I'm saying. Let me take another drink.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, go to his YouTube page. Join us on Saturday night at 6:00 Eastern Standard Time. We get in there. You can get in the chat. You can join in. We can get up to 10 on the screen. So we have a good time. We cover a lot of topics. I mean, if you got questions you want to ask of us, feel free. If you got questions or something you want to drop to us for future episodes, please feel free. We'll mull it over and see if any of us can give a definite answer or something.
We talk about everything from model building to questionable life choices on my.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I tell you what, I'm trying to get my setup a little better over at the model bench, because like last night I saw you guys were on. I kind of got wrapped up with doing something with the program director last night, but I wanted to jump on with you. I want to start getting on there on Saturday nights. I need to get more bench time.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff helps you with your bench time, I believe. And I love doing that kind of stuff.
That's really over the last 2.5, 3 years. The only bench time I really had was Saturday night. So
yeah. Well,
I'm starting to have a little bit more time during the week.
It's fun. It's fun to have bench time and be able to talk with your buds. And with this new technology, it's so fun because we're all become such good friends, but we live all over the country, and we can hang out together. It's really crazy.
So some of the best friends of my life I've met right here through YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Yeah, because if you look at this page right here, this if you're listening, you can't see it, but if you're on Spotify, you can't see us. But if you're watching us on YouTube right now, I mean, Brian and I, we're over on the East Coast. Irv's on the East Coast. Mark's on the East Coast. Chris, God bless him, he's up there in the frozen tundra. Matt's
up there in Canada.
Matt's over there in the hot pits of hell of Arizona. And Robert is over there in the middle. You're in Iowa, correct?
Yeah. And it's not that warm here. Like, I've got my lawnmower sitting in the sun so it can warm up.
What are you going to do? Cut the snow?
Well, I like to mow my leaves up, and it's supposed to get close to 50 today.
Wow! Good grief!
It was 32 this morning.
Ooh, well, last Monday I went to work. It was 24 here. It got up to like 38 or something that day. And I mean, I was layering up. I mean, it was cold. I was just like, man. But today, this week, it's going to be 80 degrees. So,
I was going to say it's 78 here in South Carolina now.
Yeah.
It is. Check this out, guys. It is 65 degrees right now here in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know if you can see that.
There you go.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, man, I get real irritated with people because out here, this is like freezing cold weather for these people that live here. They get so now. I grew up on the lake effect, up the Great Lake effect, snow winters. Oh my goodness, up there just south of Buffalo, New York, in the mountains, up in the Appalachians, down on the southern tier of New York State. So I know winters, and I remember them well. And it never has left me, even though I've been out in this godforsaken dust. Anyways, when people who've lived here, they think that 67, 65 degrees is cold and they're shivering. I'm like, no. You'll never hear me complain about the cold. And I get on and it's like, what are you complaining about? You know what it's like in the middle of summer when it's 122 degrees? It's life-threatening. You can't walk outside; you'll burst into flames. It's dangerous. It's dangerous in the middle of the summer. So I welcome the cool weather, and I'll tell you what, I got no problem into going.
It's terrible on model kits, also, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, man. I tell you, I hope one day to end up. My plan is to end up back into Virginia or somewhere in that area. Be over by half the crew that's on here.
This is true,
and that's where my heart's at. I grew up in the mountains. I want to be back in the Appalachian Mountains. I'm a hillbilly. I love that stuff.
Y'all. Yep. You say y'all.
Well, I say it.
Y'all. That's two syllables, by the way. Y'all.
No, it's only one. In Texas, it's only one.
That's right. What happened to Matt? Right. Matt froze.
Whoa! What the heck happened there? Anyway, so where were we?
Well, I went all here.
Thanks for tuning in today, everyone. We really had a great topic.
You guys just finished off without me. Huh?
Let's close out by everybody going around the horn telling about your channel. So.
Oh man,
I forgot what the subject was.
Really? Hey, speaking of subject, we should probably get on that. Huh? There's too much shenanigans. This is the last one. We didn't even make it to number 8.
We didn't make it to number 5.
All right. Well,
I ain't posted yet.
Anyways, I think the subject is what our favorite
knucklehead.
That's why we're called the knuckleheads. Thank you, Mark, for clarifying that.
Knuckleheads.
Anywho, today's topic is what aspect of the build, man.
What part of a project do you like the most?
Who want? Do we want to go Canadian style and go anti-clockwise, or you know what? No, forget it, Chris. We're going to start with Hobby Dude. You're going to go on. What is your favorite part in your model builds?
I think most of the time, and I think we would all agree, when you can put it in the display case, that's satisfying.
Oh, all right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. That wraps it right up there.
And it not being 15 pieces.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. For me personally, the research is really fun. When I'm researching a project, like the challenge Brian gave me yesterday, to me, that's just fuel for the fire, man. I love researching, finding information out about how this thing is done, how something's wired, something unique to a particular race car. Different teams, they'll route wiring a different way, paint, all kinds of stuff. Research is fun. Yes. And then applying that to the build. But my favorite part of actually the build itself is detailing an engine. I love engine detail. And again, Brian, thank you very much. So,
thank you for helping me out with it.
Right. Well, I'm trying anyway. But no, engine detail is my absolute favorite. I love doing that.
And that is why a certain style of model building that was named after you has become popular, because you love your engine detailing so much. You started not putting the engines in the models.
Mm-hmm. Put some on the stand.
That actually was the first time was actually a fluke, because I had done all of this linkage on a Muncie transmission. And when I got the engine and transmission up in the car, you couldn't see any of it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave this displayed kind of in an exploded fashion so you can see all that transmission and wiring on the back of the engine. And then, of course, with the transmission separate, then I had to find a clock gear to make the flywheel to put on the back of the engine, which added a little more detail. And of course, in the car, you couldn't see that. So that's what brought that out. And it just became a thing. I was going to do one car that way, and it ended up being a thing. So,
and then it ended up getting coined as Batsonizing or bat.
That was Clay Kemp's doing. He built one, said he was doing it. Scale Auto caught me off guard, said he did it Batson style.
Batson style,
but
yeah.
I was honored. Now
you got to do it Kemp style, and you got to cut the car in
half.
gosh!
Now he's got that
totally
going.
In half.
What was the first one? Was it?
I may have to do that.
You should do that. Was the first one that you did that with the engine out? Was that the one that was on the cover of Scale Auto, the Superflow Days of Thunder Lumina?
Yeah, the Superflow car was the first one I did.
I love that car. You know, I still haven't seen that thing in person. If I make it out, you might have to bring that to Acme next year just for me. Oh,
okay.
Crickets.
Sometimes Mark.
I was trying to remember where I put it. It's in a box. It's in a box somewhere. I remember.
It's at my house, packed up with everything I own.
I want to see that. I would love to see that. That was a model that years ago inspired me, and you know, when you and I became friends and started talking on the phone and stuff like that, I was like, oh, you know, I've been admiring your work for so long, so that was really cool to we become friends, and I want to get to see that model in person one day. So, and also and then you did the Dodge. The Dodge came later, right? The Buddy Baker Dodge.
Yeah, the Dodge was a couple of years later.
But that one, the engine's in it, but the engine is. I mean, that car is
in the Daytona.
Yeah.
No, it's exploded.
That's right. You did that too with that. But that one is. I don't know. They're both pretty well equal in amazingness, I think. But I'm done tooting your horn. I'm finished with you.
Yeah. No for that. One thing with that, Matt, and I will say this: Mark has been an inspiration in a lot of my building, as far as his build, things that I see in each one of these guys. I mean, Brian, I learned something from Brian a couple months ago about
your flame job,
about doing flames or ghost flames.
Ghost flames, yeah.
Ghost flame. Brian did ghost stripes on that beautiful Cobra that he took a top 10 or top 12. I'm sorry, top 12 in it. The Acme show.
He's learned a member of the club, and he can't get it right still.
Right, I know. Yeah, idiot. But learning something from each one of these. I mean, you take home something, and each time I see something, I'm like, I want to try to create that, or I want to try to. But it sets that bar for everyone. That's what everybody in this hobby needs to, if they could take something from, somebody on this page right here, and become inspired with that. That's
that's the name of the game. That's why we do what we do with our channels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I took inspiration from the Shelby on that guy right there with how we done the door cards on the Corvette. Yes. I mean, and what you inspire me to do, that's a whole different topic.
Well, one of the newest people in the community right here, Irv, has just been off the chain already. Y'all know how I feel about tools, and he's shown some new stuff, some new paint, some new technique. Just absolutely awesome stuff.
He's the first one to ever bring a level into it.
As Abraham Lincoln said, I never cared for a man that never learned something new every day. And hey, no matter how old I get, I'm not vain enough to realize, hey, I got room to learn new stuff. And everybody here is inspiring in their own way. And that's cool.
Yeah.
I think YouTube's been a big factor in that too, where we can see techniques from everybody. Mm-hmm. And there's always 1,000 ways to do something, and we're always looking to fine tune how we do anything. So you pick up bits and pieces and tools, and I've learned a lot just in this past year watching YouTube. So there's always some great things, no matter what the video is, you can always find something in that video that you can use for your arsenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all spoke of Clay Kemp just a minute ago. I mean, Clay, very inspirational, especially what he did with the top 10 build that he brought to Atlanta. Or I keep wanting to say Atlanta. It's not.
That was he got the excellence in modeling or something.
Yeah, but to cut that car in half like he did,
show too.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I love that
but
idea.
he, I remember I was building a NASCAR, and I was like, man, these door nets have got to go. These molded in door nets. So I cut them out, and I was like, wait a minute, Clay Kemp. And I went back and I seen how he created those folded over door nets out of strips of tape, masking tape. And I duplicated that, and I put it in, incorporated that and some photo etch into one of my, I think it was the Darrell Waltrip car.
The Budweiser?
The Budweiser car.
That was the one you polished the decals off.
You just had to go there, didn't you? God, man. You screw up one time and you never live
in a live stream, too.
I know, but I did that on that one, and I had more people like, where did you get that at? I said, I made this myself, but I learned it from Clay Kemp. And if I learn something, from somebody, whether it's Brian, which I need to learn how to shut up, when I talk to Brian, quit telling him things I screw up. But if I learn something, I'm going to tell somebody where I learned it at on my channel. I'm not going to take, pride. I'm not going to take that, go, oh, I did this and no, Clay Kemp, I learned a lot from him about doing that. And I tell you what, it's somebody brings something to the table. You just don't know what it is, but one of these days you'll bring something to the table. Somebody will go, who'd you learn that from? I learned it from that guy right there. So
that's right.
I learned from this guy right here how to do Ghost Flame. So
yeah, there you go. There. Well, Mark, so with your engines, like you talk about how you incorporate other things from other, not just hobbies, but like you said, you use watch gears and stuff, which gives a great look. Gives a really, really nice scaled down mechanical look, especially with the flywheel and all that. But you have certain companies. I mean, you kind of use all the different companies, all the different model related companies that make great detail parts. We have so much great stuff out there. What are some of your favorites that you like to use?
Well, ProTech, still like the Detail Master when I can get it, the Detail Master fittings. But Matthew at MCV Products now has some absolutely awesome fittings, AN fittings. And I don't know if you haven't tried those yet, but they are really, really good. With the advent of 3D printing, that's changing the game a little bit. But yeah, Model Car Garage is another one I use a lot of. I think Parts by Parks has some great aluminum for street rods, and photo etch and machined aluminum, some really, really nice stuff. But I think one of my favorites is for some, I don't know, obscure parts sometimes, and the only place I've ever found them is Norm with the Replicas and Miniatures Company of Maryland. Absolutely.
Awesome
Norm makes
product.
some. I can't go to Norm's booth at a show and not spend $100. I mean, real easy. And it's not that he's that expensive. It's just that's how much stuff I end up buying. And it's just good quality engine stuff too. Well, it not just engine, but all over the car. But I get a lot of engine detailing supplies from him too.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say which one's absolutely my favorite because that's an ever-changing game with 3D
no
printing.
Kidding. Well, I think all the companies
I incorporated a lot.
I think all the companies. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It seems like all the different companies, they all have. There's each one kind of has something that's really great from them. They all have this one thing or a couple of things. Like when I think of Charlie from ProTech, his product, to me, you know, his braided line is just nobody matches his braided line. He actually had it specifically made for models, for the scale model cars, and it
the fittings.
Perfect.
The fittings is just spot
fittings
on.
are great, but that, and I think he has the best looking spark plug wire. So I mean, I'm just loaded up with
he
all
does.
that stuff from him.
Yep.
But it's
and when you look at a,
I've got some stretched out there. I'm fixing to put on this big.
If you have a racing gauge or a heavier gauge spark plug wire, his is more in scale, I think.
Yeah, right, definitely. Definitely. I love it.
But Detail
especially
Master
the
makes
yellow.
What's called, especially the yellow. The Detail Master has the fine detail wire in about 5 or 6 colors too.
Oh, that stuff
really,
is awesome.
That's really good stuff too, because it's really tiny.
It is.
And,
I've loaded up on
making little
that.
electrical connections. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I've loaded up on there. Their detail wire is perfect for like making little loom. I'll take it and I'll wrap it in little strips of black tape. I'll actually slice black tape to get that black tape look. You know, electrical tape, and I'll wrap it up and then have it frayed out at the end if I'm doing one of my junkers or something like that.
Yeah,
Mark
was talking about Matthews at MCV Products A&N fittings, which I've got a big block of them. And when I was building the 1/12 scale Pro Street Camaro, I was like, I got looking at it. I thought, some of this stuff is in scale for what I want to use it for this 12 scale. And I use some of his fittings for the fuel lines coming off the carburetors. And I mean, I've had a lot of people go, where'd you get the 12 scale A&N fittings? I said, those really ain't 12 scale. Those are like, I forgot what they were for, but they were really good. But I told them, I said, go to mcvproducts.net and pick you up some of that. Well, it ain't .net now. It's .com.
Yeah.
.com.
He's moved.
Matthew, I'm sorry.
I've got to change my ad for him too.
Yeah, I know.
He's moved. Yeah, you better get your British accent worked on.
I was about to say the same thing. You're gonna have to work on your British accent, Mark.
Yeah. Well, I tell
that's
you,
not me. That's not me. What are you talking about?
That's your cousin, huh?
That's your
uncle.
That was
that's hippie dude's uncle.
Yeah,
hippie dude's uncle.
Oh. Hippie dude. Oh my god,
man, the characters. Yeah, and if you guys go, you know, a lot of us here have been building a lot, like decades, and you guys remember the OG company that really started the detail stuff was MSC. MSC, yeah, remember them? And they were the ones that started that stuff. When I first bought a whole bunch of detail stuff from them back in the 80s, and I was just like, it just completely changed my modeling. But I completely forgot where I was going with this. Never mind. Jeez. I still have a bunch of their stuff over there. Their stuff was so good. They were like the ones that started it, and I don't know where I was going with this. So never mind. Forget about it. I'm not even going to cut that out, because that's how I roll. So we might as well just move on to Robert. Robert, what is your favorite part of the modeling?
Well, I also like to do the research. And one of the things I want to point out about doing research, I know you do it mainly for engine detail and stuff, but I look at it to make sure all the lines on the car, the actual car, matches what's molded. Because I've found several mistakes over the past few years. The most notable is the Revell Porsche 914. The doors are not scribed. They don't match up with where it's supposed to go. So to do it right, you have to fill that door sill, that door panel line, and completely rescribe it, which is, not easy, but you got to do it. Otherwise, it just looks terrible.
And the thing is like, as far as like you're doing your research and the modeling, as our models, when we discover something like that, you never can unsee it. So from ever after, you have to repair that if ever you do that kit again, because it won't, even though other people might not notice it, and it's not that big of a deal, but it drives you nuts. So you got to do it. Because we're all a little over the top OCD on this kind of stuff.
Big time.
But I'm a little different because I enjoy the decal process the most of my builds.
Because you hate yourself.
That's just not right.
I'm shaking my head right with Irvin.
If
I'd rather pull my fingernails off.
Robert, I'm gonna be sending when I finish my painting my next NASCAR. I'm sending it to you to do the deal.
Well, he's the guy.
I really enjoy the carbon fiber stuff. Like I'm working on a Lamborghini right now. Yeah, now that's all custom done. That was not kit supplied. I had to make my own masks and cut my own carbon for that.
What brand decals did you use?
That is Scale Motorsports, and basically that's four pieces right there.
Right there.
That's all custom cut.
Wow.
The bottom part is 2 halves because you got the you have to account for the direction of the weave, and then each of the diffuser fins has one on each side. And I don't know if you can see it on this photo, but there's a couple that I accidentally got in the wrong direction. But
Whoops.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are just listening, we're showing pictures of Robert's work. It's all the under tray. Which model is this again?
That is the Mercedes AMG GT3.
That one right there.
That one right there.
Yeah. Oh my. So he did all his carbon fiber decal work on the tray, and it looks fabulous.
The car didn't come with any carbon fibers, so I did all that stuff on my own.
And then with this picture here, now we got the body, and it's just like the whole body is covered with decal.
Yep, that's a full wrap.
And then you had more to add with this picture.
Wow.
You're a glutton for punishment, my friend.
Well,
turned out.
I got inspiration from Mr. James Tester because he does a lot of good smile racing, and so seeing his work made me push through the pain, so to speak.
And then we got what's this right here? Oh man,
that's the McLaren Senna. That's got that one in total has got 330 decals. Inside. Good grief. Yeah, it took me about 2 or 3 months over a year and a half because I'd have to walk away from it.
I bet. Yeah, you got to clear your head.
I don't even look forward to doing the kit because all the different body panels and trying to get the paint to look even, and you go and you decal every body panel on it.
And then it looks like you cleared it.
I did, but I mean, I wasn't completely happy with it because honestly, carbon fiber should be more of a matte finish. But I'm going to build another one. I've got 2 more decal sets for it. That's a C7R that I built like 5 years ago. That was my first wrap.
That looks ridiculous.
Wow.
But the great part about this Corvette is you can't tell where the mistakes are because of the way it looks.
Yeah.
True. Because I don't see any. And again, just describing it to the listeners is what do they call it? That's like that camouflage whenever they send it test media out.
Yeah, it's a media camouflage.
Media camouflage, that the squiggly checkers all over the.
If you ever put that on if you ever put that on Instagram, you need to use a Van Halen.
Oh, yeah.
That's got his Stratocaster wrote all over.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's
beautiful.
That is an Eddie Van Halen look on that.
But you kind of have to start with the easiest decal you can do and test it out, see what you can get away with. On that Senna, the hardest ones were the 4 fenders, and if you look at it hard enough, you'll find the wrinkles because I just couldn't get them to conform properly. But it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, that's why you want to do another one, give it another shot.
Well, that's it's an XP version of the car. They made 3 bespoke XP cars to commemorate Senna. That particular one with the British flag is called Lap of the Gods, and there's 2 other schemes, and I've got those decals, but I still have to buy the carbon for them, and that requires 2 different manufacturers. One does the outside, the other one does the rest. It's Studio 27 and SK Decals do the 2 sheets, and it's about $120 for the 2 sets.
Wow.
And like, I don't know if you're familiar with that Gordon Murray car.
Yeah.
So I had it set up to build at the end of this year, and then I found a carbon fiber set that I wasn't aware of. That's so far I've only found it in the UK, and it's 132 euros, which is about 150 bucks.
Wow.
But
wow. That's a zany car.
But I like doing decals enough that I have to get it. If it's out there, I actually bought a carbon sheet for a Toyota race car that I could only find it in Norway. And there was a little bit of a language barrier, but I managed to get my hands on it.
You are the decal hunter. That's your new nickname.
Well, I'm not one of these people that's afraid of taking a chance on some online hobby shop out there. But as long as I don't go on Facebook and click on some random place that's selling stuff, because that's just dumb.
Yeah, that can be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody was just on the Facebook group saying that they clicked on some Tamiya thing and sent him money.
That was on Luka's.
I seen that.
Oh yeah, blame it on me.
It was on Luka's website, on Luka's Facebook, I believe. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Decals at my house, when they go in the water and come out, they're on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm the same way with decals. Decals, I mean, I have hit and miss for like bare metal foil, but oh my God, to see what Robert did with, the contours and all that. He quickly, he admitted, he made an admittance of there's mistakes in there. And a lot of times, we all know where our mistakes are at. And normally if you see one of my builds on the table and it's facing a wall or something like that, that's where the mistake's at. But don't look that close to it. But admitting that you have a mistake in a build that beautiful means a lot, because I mean, this morning, I mean,
I have never built the perfect model.
Me either,
never will.
Me either, brother.
Never ever will.
I scratched off this morning about 3 hours worth of bare metal foil that I did Friday that looked like a first grader put it on. And it's funny that that we're talking about this. Is I put a post on the Luka C. I'm gonna blame Matt again about. I put when I do a fender well, around a fender well right here, I take a big piece of bare metal foil, the same size of that, a little bit bigger than the opening, and I put it on there, and then I do it, the way I know it's going to look good. And I put it, and I did like a little tutorial on the Luka C Facebook page, and I caught grief about using a full piece of bare metal foil, where a lot of people like myself, I will do a big piece like that. Some people just do the strips, and that's what I said looked like a first grader did it. And that's what I did Friday. I was like, I'm going to do this the quick way. And when I got to polishing that thing, I started having this stuff lift, and I was like, nah. This morning I got me a cup of coffee. I sat down at the bench. I scratched all that first grade work off, and I said, I made a mistake. I'm going to own up to it. But when I posted it on the Facebook group, people were like, why do you do it that way? Because it looks good and it meets my standards.
Yeah.
And they said
they were complaining that you wasted bare metal.
Brian knows exactly what I told him in that Facebook post was, are you buying my BMF? No, you're not.
Well, I tell you, that is great. You did elevate it up from first grade to third grade. That's fantastic. But I tell you, I've been like that with forever since I started bare metal foil. It was like the guys that were teaching me in the 80s, and I got my first bare metal foil. It just seems like common sense to use a big piece, and then you have plenty of
you don't have
cutting.
a seam. Yeah,
and it gives you that opportunity to really get it smooth and all that. And the one thing that I've learned in all my years of using that product is I've never ever completely used up a sheet, so I never looked at it as wasting. I would end up, because that stuff deteriorates so quick because it's so thin.
That's how much I got to work with now.
Yeah, I end up throwing away and getting a new pack before I ever use up. So I'll cut a huge amount. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either. But
yeah, because that stuff.
When you're doing wheel wells, the way you did it, Fred, is the way to do it.
Right.
When you're doing one-piece wheel wells, but when you're doing windows, if you look at a real one like my 65, or the older ones, you've got individual strips. You got individual strips. So I try to do my bare metal foil that way. Same thing, Robert, with decals. Sometimes you got to put them in a specific order or play.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
and that's an interesting part. Sticking with the decal, I've always considered bare metal foil kind of like in the decaling department.
Oh, it is.
I will do that. Now, something I've always done for years and years and years, and one thing I am a believer of clearing over decals, whether it's, there's that argument, well, you're not deep in the clear like on a Winston Cup car or whatever. I still like doing that because, one, it protects the decals and it just looks really nice. I like doing it. And the thing about like you take a number and you just lay it over on the clear. The problem is if you want it to truly be accurate to what they do on the real cars, until they started wrapping the whole thing, is you're going to have to get in there and you're going to have to cut your what do you call that, the transfer clear decal portion, if you want. And it's like, you can bury all that in the clear. And that's for another show. We can argue about whether that's the way to do it or not, but that's my way. But what I wanted to get to is I also do that with my bare metal foil. I will do my clearing after the decaling and bare metal foil, and so it also protects the bare metal foil from ever peeling back up, and it looks great.
I put my bare metal foil on my clear coat because the 1-to-1, it's just like Mark said, like on a window, you literally have pieces of sections, and when you put it on top of the clear coat, it looks like it's on top of the clear like a 1-to-1.
Yeah. Everybody has their preference of why they do and what they do.
Right.
Exactly. No real right and wrong way.
So don't get on the Luka C Facebook group and bash people for how they do it.
Yeah.
It's their money.
Right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that too, huh?
Yeah.
But, Robert, any other things you gotta?
So I had a decal situation about a year or two ago that I'd like to share for us and the audience, because
please do.
You can make mistakes, and the thing is that you got to kind of take your time and think about a solution instead of rushing into it. And one of the situation was I was doing a race car, and you know how a lot of windows, they have that banner going over the top of the windshield. I had already done all my decals, and I was masking off to do some trim work, and a piece of tape. I thought I had it away from the decals. Well, it had grabbed a hold of that banner,
nagged it,
and it pulled a chunk right off the windshield. And so I sat there for a second and thought about, okay, how am I going to fix this? Because there is no replacement. So I took that piece of tape and I immediately submerged it in water.
Oh.
And let it sit there for about an hour. And then I came back with a real sharp blade, an X-Acto blade, and I just peeled it right off that tape and stuck it right back on the window.
Wow.
Holy cow. Awesome save.
Until it ever happened.
Yeah, so, that's right. People that something happens to decals, and they rip it off. It's and I had not a similar thing, but I had a debacle that normally people will go, well, this decal is shot. Now I got to find a new set of decals. And it was during a video that I was making on decaling, and I was doing it. I was taping as I was doing it. So the calamity happened. So it gave me a learning, a teaching opportunity to show people, like what you said, Robert. Step back, think about it, engineer it, and you can fix it. And I fixed it. And I ended up using this decal that most of the time, man, we would just go, it's trash. I need to get a hold of another one. And I actually did have another sheet, but I wanted to save that one.
Speaking of debacles, there is a time and a place to use extra thin on decals.
Absolutely.
If you ever got a decal that wraps around the side of a fender or another part, and you got that little piece that just won't
curl up.
Yeah, it won't curl up. You just get your extra thin and make sure the brush doesn't have any excess, and just barely touch it, and it'll burn that sucker right to the edge.
Yeah, it wicks it in, and then it form fits.
Don't do what I do, where I completely nuke it.
Right.
Thermonuclear.
I'm never going to live that one down.
No.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll be remembered for something. All right. Well, moving right along, we're going to go over to the artichoke over there. Irvin, do you have a favorite part of model building? Well, you're building your model car, that is?
Yeah, I mean, my style is a little bit different. That I'm more of a visual builder. So my favorite part is in my head, figuring out what I'm going to do and then actually seeing it work. Like sometimes what I start in my head and what I finish with isn't always the same thing. So I enjoy, setting the stance, picking the wheels, and picking the color. I think the color and the wheels for me are the biggest part. Like if I go one direction and I don't paint it the right color, for me, it's like I might as well just throw it in the trash. I won't finish it. So for me, it's picking a color. And sometimes I come up with the idea in my head, and sometimes I find other like my big Metro van right now, Hector Guadalupe.
Yep, Hector Guadalupe, another top 10
Yeah,
winner.
he built that purple one.
Top 12.
And I went right over to wall to wall, and I bought one immediately. And so he inspired me. Now I went a different direction than him, but that inspired me to like want to do one like that. Yeah. So I think sometimes it depends what my vision is, but for me, it's getting the right wheels and decide. And a lot of my stuff, I decide up front how far I'm going to go with it. If it's just going to be a quickie build, I try to stick to that. If it's something that's going to be more involved, that has suspension and all that, I try to decide that before I start, so I don't get in over my head on a build and not finish something. I try to decide up front if it's going to be, this is just a visual expression, and I want to see this come out, or if I want to do, for me, a more detailed build with a motor and all that stuff in. So I try to set my parameter before I start. And 95% of the time that works. Sometimes I get something that ends up being nicer, and I start backtracking to try to make it add some more detail into it. But I get in trouble sometimes. But I'm really influenced by the look and the stance and the wheels, and just having that right combination where I like it. And I like when I see something in my head and the end product actually ends up looking like that's what I visualized. Because sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just don't come out quite right, or you're not happy with something. And so I'm really influenced by the visual look of something and what that, because 99% of mine just sit on the shelf. A lot of them don't even go to shows. And I just built for my personal a vision that I have, and I build it and move on and do something else. But I try to finish a lot of my stuff. So I think by giving myself parameters that I don't overextend, because next thing you know, all 30 of my projects are like full end, top end builds, and I don't get them done. So then they just sit there. So I try to mix in simpler things with some of the more complicated things. So, because I always got, I see they have the squirrel effect, where I go to a show and see 10 cars that I like and go home and start 10 more.
Yeah.
That I already got started. So
that happens a lot.
Oh,
try to stay, I try to stay within, or like a new kit comes out, like the new Comet came out, the Procorn. And I started that, and then I took those wheels and stuck it underneath something else, and all of a sudden that thing went on the shelf, and now I'm heading this new direction with these wheels. So it just depends on but I do try to set parameters up front that this is just going to be a visual expression and exercise, and I'm not gonna overthink it, and try to stay in that parameter. But I've been getting more into interiors lately too. I've been trying to be a little bit more conscious of interior work, even though you don't see any of it. For some of my stuff, it's like you put all that work in the interior, you can't see any of it. It's like you gotta let it open so that you can see it. So,
like it's there.
Yeah, but it's there.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I want to show this because I did all this work on this interior, and nobody gets to enjoy it the way I got to enjoy it. So, but I have been getting more into interiors, but color and stance and wheels are really important to most of my stuff.
It's vision. It's
yeah. So I mean, I'm like I said before, I'm not a technical guy, so I'm not into doing too much suspension work and stuff like. I'm just not mechanical in that way, I guess would be the best way to describe that. Kind of like a middle of the road guy. So, I mean, I appreciate and like to look at all that stuff that everybody else is doing, but my style was a little bit more visual, photograph type work where, you can get away with things without having to reinvent the wheel. But
I think everybody on this podcast right here are all visual to start off with. I mean, if not, we'd all be building one color and one color.
Yeah, it's a visual hobby.
And that's why I don't get along good with the tank and airplane and boat people, because we can be so expressive. It seems like the car guys can be so like, it doesn't matter what you do. You can build anything to any.
We can paint a car pink. They can't paint a tank.
It's cool. I mean, it's really cool. Like, I want to really buy.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I went to JaxCon. I went to JaxCon one time, and I went to the JaxCon show down in Jacksonville, Florida, one time, and a good, well-known car builder at the time decided I'm gonna, bust out the rivet. We hear them called rivet counters, but it was the armor and aircraft guys, and he painted a Sherman tank pink. And boy, he got chastised.
Did he put his shine on it?
And just like historical cars and stuff, I mean, you have to stay to a certain point. Like you can't. I mean, you can express yourself in detail, but you can't like reinvent the wheel on it. You have to stay with it. If you're building a car from a certain period, and I understand that the tanks and the airplane guys and the boat people, they build a lot of stuff that's a certain specific time of era.
Historically correct.
And you have to stay within those parameters. And I appreciate that, but I can't do that. It's like even when I buy like a die-cast Hot Wheels car, I got to go in there and like I'm putting chrome on it, and I'm painting little like I can't let nothing alone. I got to modify it somehow. It's like I can't buy something and just let it alone. If it don't have something on it, it bugs the crap out of me. And next thing I know, I'm auging the tires out or lowering it a little bit, or just something. I can't. If anybody ever buys my collection and they see all these little die-cast cars and stuff, they're 3/4 of them are modified. Like none of them are like
I love doing that. That is
I've
fun.
got that too.
That needs to be in more model car shows, and that's for another subject.
I can't let nothing alone. My dad worked for he was the body man at a Buick garage, and we used to get like free promos back in the 70s. And I modified every single one of them I got. I modified. They were worth hundreds of dollars now. I modified all those things. I tore them up. So it's.
Irv, I built one of the new AMT Broncos, the 2021 Broncos, and of course I had to jack it up, put the big mutters on it.
Of course.
And
you didn't Pro Street it?
No, I didn't need to.
That's
I just
He ain't pro
redneck.
A Lamborghini. He's not
I pro rednecked it. But
redneck.
when I was detailing the interior, I didn't have any Ford photo etch seat buckles. All I had was GM. So I put the GM seat photo etch seat belts in there. I carried it to a show last January. I'm not going to say what show it was, but when it came judging time, my little judging sheet, the judge wrote on there, "Great build, da 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 da, ha ha," with the GM seat belts.
That's a good judge. He was aware. That's an impressive judge right there.
It was, and
I have one decal story, and I'll keep it brief. So I bought when the '72 Oldsmobile 442 came out from Rebel came out. The first issue, they did that one backwards. The Germany one came out before the American one, the boxed version from the Rebel Germany. So I bought one of each, and I built mine, and so that's got a fair amount for me, a lot of decals on it. And the simplest decal of all is putting those hood stripes on it. And I had 2 sets of decals, and I screwed both sets up on the hood. I ended up painting the hood stripes on it and using the decals everywhere else. But I had 2 sets, and I still screwed them up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my decal story.
This is my decal story.
Yeah,
to heck with it. I'll paint them.
Yeah. Once my decals hit the water, they're on their own.
Another move.
Yeah, mine are crooked, and I tear them. I hate decals.
Wow.
But I appreciate and love looking at these guys like Robert who can put decals on like that.
Oh God!
I'm amazed by that because I know I can't do it.
He's definitely the guy to turn to when you got decals.
Yeah, it's some of these cars you see at the shows with all these decals on. It's just amazing.
Robert, if I might suggest on your channel, on your YouTube channel, I would dedicate some of your expertise with the decals, doing a tutorial of how you do that. That was just
one of the cars I just finished was the Martini liveried, or no, not the Martini, not the Porsche, but the Renault Le Mans car from 1978.
Get water.
And the problem with both of those cars, I had to use IndyCals, and they're a little difficult to deal with because there's almost no adhesion properties in those decals. And the other thing is they're very flexible, especially after you get them wet.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those NACA ducts on the side of the car, you had to cut that out on the decal. And once you put it in water, you cannot cut it. It'll just tear it.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had to make a mask showing where that duct was, laid on the decal right where that duct's going to end up, and then cut it. And I did that on film. So I'm with you there. I do a lot of that stuff.
Is that an existing video or one you're going to be putting up?
Oh, it's existing. It's one of the Renault videos that I did.
Oh man, I didn't watch that one.
I remember seeing that.
But yeah, that's the whole thing about my channel is I want people to see if it goes right or wrong.
That's why it's questionable.
That's right, it's questionable.
That's a good slant on it. That's a good slant on a different way of doing a channel. That's excellent.
So, Irvin, on your interiors, do you have a particular trick to making plastic look like fabric?
I'm not probably the guy to ask about stuff like that. I mean, I don't use flocking. I use the embossing powder for carpet. That to me definitely looks more realistic, and you can also paint it, which is nice.
For carpet, that's what I've been using for several years. But as far as like the seats,
I mean, most of my seats have. Now I've been doing some plaid decals lately on some of my seats because I just think they really look nice. But other than working with finishes, I use a lot of Vallejo on my interiors, and and they come with various sheens of clear. They have the satin and gloss, and I tend to not use a lot of gloss in my interiors. I know it might not be correct, but to me, if you got your seats too shiny, I think it's more about um, the sheen on them than the colors and stuff. So I tend to do mine more flat and satin, even if my vinyl might be more shiny. I just don't like a lot of shine on my seats and stuff. Or sometimes I'll paint them flat and use finger oil or nose oil, and
Oh,
it just
yeah.
rub them and kind of or scuff them up a little bit with just a piece of cloth that you rub the mat off of them a little bit.
That's an old school way of doing things.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I've heard of that. Though.
again, I'm
that's
probably
kind
not.
of the way I do
Probably
that
not the
too.
right guy.
That's really a dang good way for judges not to pick your model up too. So
It's got nose oil on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm probably not the best guy to ask about interiors as far as finishes, but I tend to like mine more flatter than glossy.
Yeah.
So I
So,
hate
I
seeing
agree.
gloss on
I agree.
sheets or seats.
so I did a technique earlier this year where I took and made fabric seat inserts using tea bag material.
Oh,
And
interesting.
Really?
I sent Matt a photo just now. If he can put that up on the screen.
Yeah, I'll get it. Go ahead and speak about it.
So basically, you take, I think it was Lipton actually, because we were making sun tea, and I using Elmer's glue, I put it right on top of the seat, and then I painted the whole thing in black. And it's really really thin stuff. It conforms really well to the ribbing of the design. So yeah, you might try that.
Okay.
You can even, if you're going to paint it, you can actually make the tea first.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah,
And
if you
here
want
I'm going
a
to have
nice
the picture
brown.
up here in a moment.
So anyway, the and on the one he's going to show you that I've got embossing powder. I actually bought this big thing of it at one of the craft stores.
Yeah.
And it's like many year supply. So yeah, that's tea bags on the seat.
Yeah.
That's on the inset or where you sit your butt at and your back.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
Man, oh man, I just went through a whole box of Lipton tea. I gotta have to go buy some more. That's a great idea.
It is.
That is something that I find really cool. That's why, having these discussions and stuff brings out expanding your vision, just expanding your world. I don't know how to word it, but look at all kinds of other stuff. There's so many things out there to use.
Think
to get
outside the box.
Think outside the box.
Yeah.
It's like I do a lot of what I like to use for inserts on my interiors is the ribbon from a hobby store or craft store. I mean, and you get some of those really cool patterns and stuff that look right to scale, and you put them on the model. It gives it a great look. It gives it
I agree.
a real look to it. So that's always good to look outside the box.
My next thing is to see if I can run this stuff through a printer to actually put designs on it.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, because
they
got some really good decal designs for seats, but it's still a decal.
Yeah.
Right.
When I make some homemade decals, and not to waste the whole sheet, I've been cutting the decal paper down and taping it on the lead edge as it's going into the printer, so I don't waste as much decal material because it's pretty expensive to buy it. I've had success with doing that, with cutting them down. Like I'll print it out first in black and white so I know where the image is.
Right.
And then I'll tape it down and run it through the printer. And that way I don't have to waste a whole sheet just for something small. I can use pieces And that seems now the only thing about that is you have to run it. Paper has a grain to it.
Oh yeah,
a long grain and a short grain. When you cut your material of your decal paper down, you want to make sure you lay the grain the same way as the piece of paper that you're running through the printer.
Yes,
that makes a lot of sense.
So it wraps around the cylinder easier. So you probably want to have the grain short and not long, just like your piece of paper is. And the best way to find that out, which way your paper is you can just, if you fold a piece of paper in half, you can fold it 2 different directions, and you can feel more tension on it one way versus the other way. One way it'll fold really easy, and that means the grain is running with that fold. And if you fold it the other way and it seems like it doesn't fold as easy, that means the grain's running the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And you learned that from your experience being in the printing business, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so many in the different trades or whatever we've done for a living. All of us, every modeler. There's neat stuff that you discover at your job that you can bring into the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
It's always that was.
I don't know. I like leaving my job at work.
Yeah. Well, some of us.
I don't build semis.
Why I don't build aircraft, even though I have not been able to build one.
Unless we paint them pink.
Oh boy, that would
with
be
flames.
Pink.
Oh,
yeah. Well, then I guess we'll move on to the next dude. And
I'll be back. I got to take my dog out.
All right. Well,
what's that code
with
for?
You anyway.
She's barking.
That's code for I got to go. No, never mind.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, Fred, you have got something that we've already got the conversation going. So what is it that is your favorite part of your builds? What do you enjoy the most?
The part I enjoy the most is the interiors.
Says this guy right here.
Yeah, says this guy right here that making sure that he wears proper PPE. That way he can go home to his loved ones. But he's also at home with his loved ones, but I still wear proper PPE. So
heck yeah.
But I mean, with that picture right there, I mean, if you're using products like we use out in, we use hobby grade products, but then again too, some of us are, we'll use the, the 2K clears and things like that, which is very caustic. It's terrible on your lungs. So, wearing proper, PPE, which is an acronym for, personal protective equipment, like that photo right there.
Yeah.
I use that when I spray any paint. I mean, I've only got 2 of these lungs in my body, and I don't care to lose any of them. So.
You don't wear those just for the style and the look and the fashion of it. You actually want to protect yourself. As adorable as you look wearing them, there is a purpose.
There's a purpose behind that. A lot of people go, why can I use a N95, type dust mask? To guard against, the 2K clears. No. What I have on in that picture right there is proper PPE to get keep you away. And I changed those filters out on that thing once a month.
Oh yeah. That's the nice thing is that they're changeable filters.
They're changeable.
Because you wear the N95 mask. I mean, that's like trying to protect yourself from mosquitoes with a fart. Protect yourself from a mosquito with a chain link fence.
That's right. Yeah,
it isn't going to hold those little tiny polymer molecules that go down in your lung.
So that's what an airbrush does. It turns it into a small, and trust me, if it gets out and it gets into your lung, into your respiratory system,
it's smaller.
It's there.
Man, it's creating a mist.
Y'all remember Emron and Emmerflint? You definitely didn't want to get that.
I remember Emron. Yeah.
You didn't want to get that in your lungs at all.
No. Actually, it's not just about your lungs. 2K can absorb through your skin. You should be wearing, I have a 3M
You need eye protection too. Yeah.
Outfit that I wear, and I also wear a full face mask on mine.
Yeah, I do too. I wear everything. I mean, I have rubber gloves on when I'm doing that, or I have a pair of latex gloves on. I put my my mask on, then I put my cover my eyes. So yeah, I don't want that stuff around me. But anyhow, the best part, my favorite part of the build is the interiors, of course, which this build right here is the 69 Camaro Z28 Pro Street. Well, no, I'm sorry, it's not a Z28, it's the Super Sport. But I did this interior for that car, and I mean, I just get engrossed in doing the details.
You hit every detail with that.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, the stuff that's available out there. I mean, I used PE from Model Car Garage. I had to make my own seat belts, though. I just didn't have time to order in a set of seat belts, 1/12 scale. So, doing that, decals, just really, I get engrossed in that. And the carpet is the Ken's Fuzzy Fur, which I've got just a plethora of different colors of Ken's Fuzzy Fur right here that was used on that. And how many people is going to, look in there and see that detail? Not many of us, but I want something to draw your eyes into there to look at that model. That way you can see every other mistake on that car. But really the interiors, I always try to do a two-tone on all of my interiors. Just something, it's, how many interiors, if you look at the interior of a car and you go, well, how many different colors is in here? Well, there's tons of different colors, even though if it's a red, there's red and black in there, but there's different mattes and hues. Whether it's going to be it'll be a soft red, it'll be a matte red, it'll be a gloss red, be a gloss black, be a matte black. So, but trying to lure that eye down to, into that car and looking in there, and then you go, wow, where did you do this? How did you do that? That's when you go to a show, that's what a lot of times, people are like, well, how did you do this? Well, that's what is really fun to me when I go to a show, having people, ask, how did you do this? Well, try it this way, but don't do it that way. But, the stuff that's available out there on the market right now, I mean, again, like we said earlier, thinking outside the box, which that was the 12th scale that I built just a couple months ago. But these are the ribbons that Matt was talking about just a minute ago for like seat belts. And these are available at Hobby Lobby. And I've got, there's three colors right there, red, blue, and black, that I use for a lot of my 124th, 125th scale seat belts. Other things that, that were, and that's what I was digging out a while ago, was the Ken's Fuzzy Fur, which this is I got just different colors of that. Yeah, I mean, I use that, for a lot of the, the flocking on the floor. Robert was talking earlier about a lifetime supply of the flocking that was available. I think I bought 2 cans of it at Hobby Lobby a while back. And I mean, they were good, good size, of that. And it's a lifetime supply. And you can apply that, with the, a lot of times if I'm painting the, the interior black, I'll brush on black on the floor and then sprinkle this stuff in there and get it pressed down in there, let it dry, and then knock it out. And I can airbrush back over that flocking with the same color, and it'll be matte. And it won't be that real shiny, but it still has the texture like what y'all are talking about with the, with the Ushi powder and embossing powder and stuff like that. So, but, doing the detailing on the interior, probably 90% of the people that look at that at a show won't even lean down to look at it. But if there's one thing that's going to draw your eye into a car, you'll see something in there. It might be shiny and you'll go, what is that? And you look down in there and then you go, ooh, wow, look at all this detail that they did. So, you
got to pull them in.
You got to draw them in. Yeah.
That's why I try to, when I want someone to focus in on my interior, like I was doing this all black, '69 Camaro, and I thought I'm going to be doing some neat detail tricks inside inside there, and I want people to notice it. So I looked at all the color options from back in '69, and I found this really cool gold. And I did the whole interior in gold, and it pops right through that black paint job. So it'll get seen when people walk by. They'll know there's interior situation going on.
But like Mark said and Robert said, the research on is another thing. I enjoy doing that. But like when I built this 1/12 scale '69 Camaro Pro Street, I have owned a 1/1 scale Pro Street car, and the detailing up underneath, as far as the Ford link, the coilover shocks, things like that. That's I already, when I'm putting that in place in a build that complex, I'm like, I've already done this one time on a 1/1 scale, but I know what it looks like, and I know what to detail that out. When I start, doing that much of a build, and then like what Irv said was, as far as, do I want to build something? Again, I'm taking something that I'm learning from these guys right here, but I see myself in some of the stuff that they're, there's Robert talking about decals. I hate decals. I hate BMF. So I know who I'm sending this crap over to next time. But, I learned something right there. And then with Irvin, with the, he's talking about the, just doing the, not only just the research, he does the research on it, but he's, we're pulling something from each other on each one, each thing that we're doing here. And, Irvin was talking about the vans. I built a little bitty small van a while back, which it was because of, some of the stuff that Irv had done. So, but, just each one of us, we take something from each time we get together, we do a podcast, and, we try to, do this level, and we try to go, up another level with it.
Yeah.
So, but it's just ironic, this is, it's a little small chunk of plastic like this unites so many people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yep.
So, well, I tell you, your interiors, I've always noticed that about your models too. You do.
Fred got some phenomenal interiors.
Yeah, they do.
And also that 1/12 Camaro, what was nice about that is you can actually see that interior really, really good. So you can spend, like I saw it at Atlanta, and you could spend a good amount of time like taking a look at that and really seeing at that scale, you could really see that interior really good in that car.
Yeah, that's definitely was a plus to that.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, guys. The Admiral was calling.
Not. Well, Brian, so like, what is your favorite part? What do you look forward to?
I did just send you some pictures on the Bookface Messenger.
Oh, okay.
I'll
pull them up.
For me, before I had multiple eye surgeries, I really enjoyed doing this really small detail painting. I used to be able to see 6 to 8 inches from my face, and I had a detached retina and cataract surgery, and now I have to adjust on how I see that kind of stuff, and it's been a learning process. I still really enjoy it, but thanks to that guy that's being right back, he's pushed me, and that guy over there, he pushed me into doing a lot more modifications, and working on the USAC build. Initially, I had used Matthew MCV Products back half, and I'm using low profile tires, and I wasn't getting the look with that back half I wanted, and the low profile wheels just weren't filling the wheel well. And I just recently done the scratch building on the rear end, and if Matt wants to put that up, I scratched that and scratched the wheel wells from just cardstock, Wow. I just cut down the chassis and put in, square tubing, and I really enjoyed doing it. After I was finished and I got the look, that I wanted that I couldn't get from the resin. I really, really enjoyed the process. I don't have a lot of time to do that kind of work, but I thoroughly enjoyed really doing that. But I still enjoy the small detail painting of dashes and trying to get, like paint each battery, top of each battery terminal.
That's a very satisfying thing when you're done. That really is fun.
Yeah. I really, really enjoy it. And it was the first time that I went after something like that. I've with a tutorial Fred done, we've done the back half of the 67 Chevelle on the 55 Chevy, and I really enjoyed that. But making something and building it like that, I found really enjoyable. I like the process a lot, but I still like the small detail painting. I just got to figure out. I still haven't quite figured out my comfortable zone on how to do it. I got a lamp magnifier. I've got strong magnifying glasses. I've tried that, Mark. Mark, I've tried that.
Look, I'm your father. No.
But for me, back when I would just look under my glasses to do all that fine detail work.
This is my hillbilly way of doing it.
And I got some strong. I got some fours. I got some.
I have those things, and they're just they drive me nuts. So I just started putting reading glasses on my regular.
You notice I'm wearing my glasses and this, but I have these where you change the lens out with a 4, 5, 6. But
it's just I haven't gotten used to that big.
When you're used to doing it with your eyes, that's tough to adjust to something else.
Well, and where my problem with something like that comes into, and that's why I really like just using strong reading glasses, 3s or 4s. Is because when you're looking down and you're coming in to detail paint something with that headset on, or even with the desk magnifier, it all of a sudden appears. So you're trying to, where before I had my peripheral vision to work with when I was coming into detail, and now it's gone, and trying to learn.
Well, I can understand your frustration there.
What's going to work best for me? It's been a challenge, and I'm still working through it. And that's been over a year ago that it initially happened with the detached retina, and I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me.
Have you seen these things that it's like it's almost like a microscope, but it's got like a tabletop thing that you put your subject on, and then it's got a magnifier that actually transmits the image to a screen, and it can get way.
That sounds pretty neat, but the other problem is where I even wearing the jeweler's headset. You lose that peripheral, and I don't see where I'm at when I go to work on something until all of a sudden it's there.
Till it's too late.
It comes into that small visual field you have wearing. And it's just been something for me to try to learn, and but I still enjoy doing that little small detail dot painting of a little 1/24th, 1/25th dash knobs. I enjoy that. And I really enjoy bare metal foil. I don't know. I just like doing.
I know what I'm boxing up. Guess what you're fixing up?
I told you I'll send you my decals as long as you don't polish them off, and I'll do your bare metal foil.
I don't know. I'll suck at decals someday.
That's what's cool about this, is that everybody has their,
forte.
That's different in different areas. That's some are good at decals, some are good at painting, some are good at scratch building. It's just nice to see different perspectives of, what you're good at, but then taking the stuff that you're not good at and then becoming good at it,
and getting inspired by builders like a Mark Batson, like a Fred Henry, that inspire you to go beyond your limit. I wouldn't, and nothing in the hobby is beyond my limits, but it's kind of beyond my time frame when I don't have a lot of build time being, like I'm like this guy here being a truck driver. You work 70 hours a week and you do that in 5-6 days. When you're home, you got other things, other priorities, and not with your hobby.
Yep. So. Oh yeah, and then he gives us all his time every other weekend on this, so that takes more time from him.
Right,
Chris, you're a dang hero.
I enjoy the hell out of it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy these podcasts. For me,
this
really
has become
hang out.
An important part of the hobby.
Yeah, I enjoy it because you get information out that you might click in somebody else's head to say, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I wish I had thought, like Robert and some of the stuff he's talked about with just I would have never thought to use glue for a decal, but I would be too afraid to even think about trying something like that. But
definitely not on a visual spot.
But still, even if it's on the bottom, how am I going to get this to form around that that part of that air dam on the bottom of a chassis? How am I going to do that? Robert said glue. I would be way too afraid to try something like that. But now I know.
Well, you got to mess up to do it right.
Yeah, it's true.
I've messed up a lot. Yeah, I've messed up a lot.
There.
Boy. Messed up.
Yeah, you can't get it right until you get it wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
My only problem is paying so much money for decals just to mess them up.
I know. Yeah,
it's crazy.
But I'm not very.
That's why I just ordered 2. I'm ordering 2 duplicates from. I'm getting custom decals made from STS, and I said I'm just buying 2.
Oh,
may cost me $100, but I know how I am with decals.
Yeah,
Brian often loves to. Brian and I are pretty close. I mean, we hang out every Saturday night and da. But he talks about the decal that I burnished off, which was I was building a
couple of
replica.
days before a show.
Yeah, I was building it actually for 2 things. I was building it actually for a show to go to Florida with, and anyhow, it turned out to be a car that turned out to be a commission bill. But with that being said, I was finishing it up. I was polishing the top of the roof of the Darrell Waltrip car, and I polished the decal completely off. I mean, it went right off. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, really? Right before a show, and what am I going to do? I go to the secondary thing that I bought, which I always buy two packs, and I went over there, cut it out, put it right back in place, got it down, finished, and carried it to the show.
Did you winning a best of at one of the SCMA shows with it?
It was it. Yeah, it took best NASCAR at the Hope It Don't Snow show, and
that's right. I remember.
I was like, wow, y'all just knew the backstory on it, and then a month later it went to its owner, which that was a kind of a commission bill for me. So
that was a good.
That's coming up. That show's coming up.
I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be at a new venue this year. Looking forward to that change as well. So,
which show is that? The Hope It Don't Snow show?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we do Hope It Don't Snow.
Now, where is that show
at? Irv, you've got all the intel on it. Spartanburg.
Yeah, because actually Tim Brown and I were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, there it is. That's a flyer on it. So
and it's,
anybody that wants to come to that show,
I can't find anything with the classes on that.
Is that and so it's what it's so it's what month is it in? Because it is the beginning
January.
of January.
In January, it's, you know, you got.
I live about a 15-minute drive from the venue, and it's pretty nice. It's big, very well lit. It's going to be nice.
Mark, you're gonna have to go to JaxCon one time.
Yeah,
I have thought about that already. In
nice
fact,
crowd.
Matthew and I have been talking about that too.
Yeah,
Matthew. Yeah, I'm on the way. You can stop here, and then I'll taxi you down.
That's February, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a larger show for venue. It's an IPMS show, but there's a big car base there, car and truck base. So it's but it's a fun weekend. It's a fun getaway for Vicky and I. Of course, I get to come down there and hang out with you guys. We bring our wives. It's a getaway from Georgia because, golly, man, usually in February it's colder than a witch's. And so, you know, we want to get away and put on our shorts. Funny story about that is when we go to JaxCon, our good friend Tom White, they come up for the show out of Florida themselves. I have to promise Tom not to bring the cold Georgia weather down with me. So, yeah. One year we went down there, and lo and behold, it was a cold February morning in Jacksonville, Florida, and there was frost on the ground. When we got to the show, Tom was looking at me like, "Really? You brought
you got the blame.
What you do?
What'd you bring this cold weather down here for?" And normally he's in shorts. No, he's in long pants that morning. I'm like, no, this feels good to me. Bull crap.
I hate to break y'all, but I do have to go.
Well, Brian,
start getting ready for dinner and go to bed. So,
all righty, bud. Well, thanks for coming on with us.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you, buddy.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Take care.
Say good night, Jim Bob.
Night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Billy. Good night,
Bob.
Billy Bob. Oh my God. There he goes.
Go. Oh, look at that.
And now I'm big.
Yeah. Well, and we will bring on the next fella.
Finish out
Chris.
Canada.
Chris, what is your favorite part?
Well,
that was interesting, Chris. Thanks a lot. So, anyways, let me talk about mine.
Here's the producer.
That's what we. That's how we treat them Canadas. Is go ahead, bud.
Oh God.
Well, much like Brian, I guess you could say one of my most enjoyable parts of building is doing like the detail painting. But it doesn't matter what part of it is that. So like if you're doing, especially on, I hate to say modern cars, but really anything from like starting in the 80s on, where you would have these dashboards that would have all a bunch of different shades of different colors on them and the different buttons and stuff. So trying to accurately replicate that. And then if you're doing like a grill or a tail panel, so, you put your wash in the grill and you pick out the badges and stuff like that, and wheels too, especially. So like I'll get a lot of enjoyment out of, what Irvin used to do as a kid. I'll take promos of like, the 80s and 90s cars, and you rip that promo apart, and then if you paint the interior and detail it up and add all the detail to the grill and the tail lights and usually the windows as well, like, because a lot of those promos of the newer cars won't have like the blackout portions on the windows and stuff like that. So I like adding that kind of detail and putting it back together. And you can actually get a pretty decent looking engine, like from say like a monogram kit, where it's a low parts count, like there's a lot of stuff that's molded into the engine portions. But you glue it together, you clean up all your seams, and you can like pick out all the detail of all the different parts, and you can make it look pretty presentable.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't, as much as it seems like we all get hyped up for having more parts to add more detail to things. it kind of gets to a point sometimes where there's too many parts to get added into, say, an engine, and if you can kind of get yourself into a negative feedback loop where you try to paint everything, all the separate parts, and then you got to glue it all on together, and then you got to fix up the little glue seams or whatever, where if it was just all one part to begin with, you could just pick out all the stuff. And like so like I have, not that I use it much these days, but I have a 3D printer and I've printed off a bunch of engines and stuff, and I found it easier for me if I assemble a lot of the parts, like, because like with a 3D printed engine, you'll get your engine block and your cylinder heads, and the valve covers are all separate pieces, where I kind of prefer to put some of those together just to make it easier for me to paint it and make it look half decent. But your mileage may vary. But I like adding. I like trying to figure out how much detail I can add to something just using paint, like not necessarily to have a bunch of extra parts, right? Like, and sometimes I find that kind of ends up being a fallacy that you'll see at shows, for example, where someone will have the impression of
how much is too much?
Yeah. Like if you add all these extra parts or add these extra little bits, like, okay, now that's a winning model. Like, oh, I deserve to win because I've added all this stuff. It's like, well, you can add all the bits and pieces that you want, but if you didn't keep your talent level accordingly, you're not necessarily going to win, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that harkens back to a previous topic where, like, you could have a show winner with a box stock or a box model, because if you have the skills to make it look good without having to add extra bits, right? So I guess it's kind of it's a skill level thing as opposed to just throwing parts at it and see what works.
I like to call those busy models.
Yeah, and it
like
really helps reinforce like the basics of model building. Like if you can make it look
exactly. I'm having a blast doing. I'm having a real blast doing 2 out of box. And where normally on one of my detail bills, I'm using photo etch, bolt heads, that kind of stuff. But to take a toothpick and to dot and make those little detail bolt heads yourself, there's a great satisfaction out of doing that.
It is.
I mean, it's really fun. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, me too. When I did the 67 Chevelle Pro Street box stock, I was just like, man, I'm having a blast doing this. But it was kind of to ease the burden of a complex build like like I did when I did the 69 Camaro Pro Street 1/12 scale. That was just so, it kind of just zapped me with that. But it's fun. And like what I'm gonna piggyback on what Irvin said a little while ago. When you start a build, kind of figure out how much detail do you want to go in? Do you want it to be box stock? Do you want it to be a full on, build, where you incorporating a lot of 3D stuff, aftermarket stuff, and start out and go, how do I want this to turn out? And Irvin, kudos to you, brother, because I'll have that squirrel moment, and I'll be like, wait a minute, I can do more to
we all do that.
Back off, Pappy.
Back off,
bro.
Definitely.
Yeah. And again, Chris, same to you, brother. I mean, that's just how much is too much detail. I'll go to a show and something will lure me down to look at that car, and then I'll go, gosh, man, that's just too much, but don't what's the old saying? Don't bite off more you can chew. So, don't.
Well, especially during these online build-offs, if you have most of them you have a year, right?
Oh yeah,
most of these build-offs. But if you throw the kitchen sink at it, some of those cars you need more than a year to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to that extreme and putting all this extra stuff on it. Mm-hmm. So I think also if I'm building for a build off, number one, I try not to do too many at one time. Mm-hmm. And I try to limit for a build off what I'm going to do to it, just so I get it done, that I don't drag it out and not get it done.
That's why I've put my 69 Camaro USAC build right now. I've kind of sidebarred it. It's sitting right over here, and I'm going to pick it back up. It may be, after the, Thanksgiving or something like that. I'm working on this. I did this 67 Chevelle Pro Street as a box stock. Had a blast doing it too. And I'm doing a 70 Chevelle, which is a group build that we're hosting on Facebook, on YouTube, which I'm just. It's called the Dazed and Confused group build, which there's tons of cars in that, and I just picked Wooderson's 70 Chevelle Melba Toast.
Oh yeah, Melba Toast.
Melba Toast, and I'm doing all right. So, so I'm building that, but I'm building it. It's kind of a box stock plus. I'm doing bare metal foil, which
hey, if you when you get this done, you better have that whole speech that he gives on we're talking about what we got here with Melba Toast, and you got to do the whole thing.
Oh man,
get that down. You got the right accent too, almost.
Look, I had to watch him last night on the Georgia game, and he was eating crow at the end of the game. So,
oh really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, seeing how
Georgia. I'll tell you what, got Melba Toast right here.
Yeah.
Also, in Fred's position, getting ready to move, you have to limit your shop is being kind of torn down.
Boy.
And then you're going to be moving, and you're going to reset up your shop. Mm-hmm. And by building these box stock or box stock pluses, you're still building.
Yeah.
But you're kind of like toning it down until you can get you're not stopping doing your hobby, but you can kind of like do those things with limited tools and limited space, and as you transition into another home, until you're totally set up, it kind of gives you time to still do that stuff.
Yeah, and that's going to be part of our. We're after the holidays is when we're really going to go hot and heavy trying to find a place. But that's one of the things that we're looking at is that fourth bedroom or bonus room. To expand out even more. I say expand out, but I can stretch my legs and I can have like a area to do research in. I have my laptop, because when I'm like right now, I have to tear my laptop down, push it off to the corner, and get my cameras, my microphone, and everything out of the way, just to where I can work right here. So that's So if I show up at one of y'all's front doors, it means that I need somewhere to stay for the night. So.
Well, I tell you,
bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
What Chris was talking about there with the detail painting, because that is one of my favorite things. I'll kind of cover that in a bit, but when you're dropping it down a bit of level and taking a break, I guess, from going hard and heavy, and knock yourself out a nice box stock. When you can really take your box stock build to that next level by simply all the little detail painting. You look at a kit and you start to kind of go, wow, there is a lot of built-in detail on that you can enhance so much with just a little bit of brush painting. And brush painting is one of my favorites. So I agree with Chris. It's like, Chris, you were talking about how, and this is something I really enjoy doing. It's neat getting like a already, say you bought from a collection, you got an already built up model. I know you're dealing with a lot of that right now. Either that, or you get a hold of somebody's built up, or you get a hold of a promo, and you can bring those promos so much to life because they're so basic, with just like doing all the little detail painting and a little bit of bare metal foiling and whatever you're going to do to it to really enhance that, and it ends up being not just a really nice shelf model, but that is something that would be fun to take to shows and go, no, that started out as a promo, and I just simply kind of finished it. I think that, which would be a really cool class at a show, is taking a promo and actually making it look like
I've actually seen some promos really come to a show and really do well.
Good.
And just do the finishing touches to it, not go ahead and detail it out. Right? The bare necessities. I think that's a very satisfying thing. Something I enjoy doing in the hobby too. So that's a good one, Chris. I know that's something that you really enjoy.
Yep.
Well, I actually this year for my club's show in April, my 2 entries for the show were like detailed up promos.
Nice.
So, might as well put my money where my mouth is, right? And actually,
you should. You should
put it to the test.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be cool to see how that rolls.
Yep.
That's a neat thing to do. I think it's a great, another side of our hobby that a lot of people kind of like will not think about or go, yeah, it's a promo. Why waste your time with it? No, man. Very satisfying.
Yep.
It can be very satisfying.
It can be.
So, Matt, what's your favorite part?
Okay. I took some notes listening to all
That's enough. Great show, y'all. Y'all come back now.
I get no respect. I'm Rodney Dangerfield here. No respect.
No respect.
No
His
respect.
favorite part is finishing.
I wasn't going to say that.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, my favorite part is wishing I would finish.
Yeah.
I gotta say, 6 out of 7 of you guys hit points that were some of my favorite stuff. One of you did something that is my least favorite, loathing, something that just goes, part I hate. And I'm going to hit that one first real quick because he was the first one to go, is Mark. I really hate engine I do it and I'm very satisfied, and there's models I realize I want to do the engine detail, but I hate it. If there's ever a chance, like that's what I love about some of the Tamiya kits, is if I get a Tamiya kit that doesn't have an engine bay that opens up, I'm like, cool, I'm going to put all the other stuff that I enjoy doing into the rest of the model, and I don't have to worry about the engine. But there's times we got to worry about the engine. So that's always a part of the build that I kind of go, it's like work, not fun. And that's why I appreciate what you do. And it's cool. That happens to be in the model car hobby. It's like the engine and the paint are, with most auto modelers, is like the focus point, the favorite part of everything. And I kind of,
that's why it's the first thing in the instructions to build too.
Right.
That's
but
right.
It's kind of funny how, and I come from a paint background and all that. Those are my 2 least favorite parts of building a model car. Is I don't know, paint. I enjoy it, but paint stresses me out. But I work really hard to do the best I can. But the paint part, that's when I'm going, oh. And when we come to the engine, I'm going, oh. But the rest of the stuff, a lot of the other stuff you guys brought out, is things that I really love in the model building, why I enjoy it so much. But there is one particular one. But before I get to that, I'm going to move on to Robert. Decals. I love decaling. That's why I build a lot of race cars. That is probably one of my most enjoyable parts of building my model cars, is the decaling. I'm like you. And then I'm really getting into working with really large or complete wraps and all that stuff and getting it down, and that's been a lot of fun to me. So I can sit there and decal up a model body, and it's kind of like a zen for me, but still not my favorite part. So we have the next fellow we're going to talk about is Irvin. The visual that you talk about, and I remember meeting you. Well, I don't remember meeting you, but I remember meeting your model when I was at over at in 21 at Acme. Is your stance and the visual and the paint and the wheels and everything? That Chevelle that you had. It was a 68 or 69. Was it 68 Revell?
68.
Yeah, I just zoomed into that and started, putting it in my video. It's just simple. Just had the look, and I could tell that you were the type of modeler that really, that visual hit right there is what you're after, and that's something I definitely is what is my original squirrel that hits me all the time, is that what it looks like right there, to the point that what kind of started my slump, or when I wasn't finishing models, and my ex-wife brought this up to me, where I changed how I do things, is I would get an idea, and the first thing I would do, especially with my love of decals, and I'd do race cars or something pretty, off from a race car that would be a lot of scratch building. I get this vision of something, and then I was doing the body, getting the paint all done, decals or whatever detail, and the body's all done, and I mock it up and I set it there to look, and then of course with this thing we've got, the interwebs, being able to take a photo of a mock-up with a really cool paint job and putting it on and looking at it on the Facebooks and all that stuff, and back in the day the message boards, I would end up like not finishing the model, and my ex-wife brought it up to me and say, well, you're getting that satisfaction because you got your visual hit right there by painting it first and then shoving a simple chassis underneath it. And I was like, I might as well just build slammers all the time. And so that was something I had to change, where now the paint is the very last thing I do on my builds. I want to have everything else done and ready to go together. Then I'll do the paint. Then I don't get that gratification of my squirrel being, set free.
Squirrel.
Yeah. So that's again, I love the hobby. So, I have all these favorite parts.
Why
Fred,
do you love the hobby? Because it's fun.
Because it's fun. And then Fred, interiors. Interiors are one of those things. Like, actually right now I'm on the interior portion of my Malibu, the Year of the Malibu build, which is coming to a close, and I really got to get done. And I have absolutely stalled out. And today, we got the flip nose. I gotta get that video done, and then I'm on to the last part. Second to last part is the body, which I'm looking forward to.
The bully will appreciate you.
The bully will appreciate. Well, I'm
He's
gonna
got his interior done.
He did. Oh man, that interior his. And he inspired me so much with that interior. He showed that to me, and then dropped the video, and I watched it.
He's a big dude. Come on.
Oh yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's just what I need. And I kind of like, after we get done taping here, that's what I'm going to spend the rest of my Sunday on. I'm going to finish my interior up because I got to get over that speed bump. But the interiors, I'm hit and miss with those. Sometimes I'm really into them because we'll get to what the Canadian was talking about, the detail painting. You can really enhance as you showed, Fred, your interior with the detail painting. It alone will just can take an interior to where nobody looks at it to everybody wants to look at it. And I am a fan of, if I can hand detail stuff, paint it over slapping a decal, and I'm not knocking that because now we have so many decals, but I always liked the challenge of hand painting the gauges and stuff on an interior, and the radio and all that stuff.
Thank God for
and
detail.
It's something I enjoy, and I will, if I got really good engraving in there, I will really want to go in that direction instead of laying a decal down. It's just, to me, is just, that's something I enjoy in the building. And so interiors are it depends on it. It's a hit and miss. Sometimes I have a ball with them. Sometimes I want to throw myself down a flight of stairs. And then our buddy Brian, who had a check out, he's getting into the scratch building thing, and that is like, I love doing the way he was working on that back half portion. I like doing mini tubs. I like doing a back half section sometimes completely the way he did, instead of just taking one from one of the kits or getting a 3D printed or a resin casted one. Not, those are great, and I do that, but sometimes it's fun to cut it up and make it yourself and make it fit that car to what you're going after. Yeah, and I enjoy a lot of that, especially on the underside of the car, which we'll be getting to. That scratch building like that, if you can scratch build it instead of buy it, is something really enjoyable.
It's more gratifying.
But it can be more gratifying, but it depends on the build. Sometimes it's nice to just buy a back halving, and that takes some work too to get that right. You're still doing an amount of cutting and scratch building if you're taking some aftermarket company's back half and fitting it onto your chassis.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people go, well, I can just cut it here and put it here,
Yeah.
and then they go, why did my wheels
It
look
takes
like
some
a altered top fuel?
Yeah,
And
and you
like,
see that in some finished ones sometimes.
yeah, and you got to do the math.
You got to do the math. The engineer, there's still a certain amount of engineering when you're crafting in a ready-made. And it's just like in the real car world, you could do it all yourself, or you order a kit from Chris Olliston. So you still got to cut in the right places. Measure twice, cut once. Type
exactly.
thing. Yeah, you got to do that. But,
did you go to my daddy's school of measurement? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Measure twice, cut once, dummy.
That's right. Okay. And then, of course, discussing Chris, I brought that up. Detail painting like that, you could enhance simple builds and simple, do a box stock, or just flat out getting a hold of a promo and making it better. But detail painting, that is a part of what I'm about to discuss with what my favorite part of a model build. And everything that you guys talked about, I kind of, bring into this, except Mark, he blew it with the engine stuff.
Well, but they created a whole new pattern,
and we're covering up your face, Mark. We gotta
Batsonized.
Let's we can shrink that logo a bit, get it off your head. But
it was hitting me in the head there.
It was starting to hurt.
Yeah, busted head over there.
Oh,
right?
Busted Head Productions. We cannot wait a minute. I'm the one that's doing oh Lord, I'm gonna be a busted head.
Yeah, oh gee. So my absolute favorite part of my build, especially when and this brings it into lots of times when I'm really doing where I want this to go to a show, and I want this part of the car, which is a difficult part and has been causing some problems in shows lately, is I am a chassis geek, like with real cars. I come from that. And the suspension and the underside of a model car is my favorite part. So I want that to be seen. So now I've always been displaying with mirrors, and now buying those lifted up things is real important, because I don't want the judges to have to grab and pick it up. But I want my suspensions to be seen, because I put a lot of effort and time in real world, my real world experience, because all the way back years ago, I don't know, the engineering of a suspension has always fascinated me, and it's what got me involved in racing back in the 80s, and eventually what I for a while did for a living. And I moved to Virginia, and I went to go work for the boss, who that was something that when I met Dennis, where we connected, he had a shop. And that's what he did, was he specialized in alignments and brakes and suspension and all that. And that's what I wanted to do. So he wanted me to come work for him, because he wanted to start running the shop and not be doing all that stuff. So I came in fresh out of school, and I had a decent knowledge on it. But I spent 2 years working for that guy, and he's my Yoda on that. And in turn with doing that, I moved out there to get involved in real racing, and I got on a NASCAR late model team with a buddy of ours who's another fellow model builder, Scotty Williams. And Scotty, who, he was a suspension geek to the point that he took off. He made a career in NASCAR, and he eventually was, up until a few years ago, he retired from NASCAR. But where he retired from was he worked for Cullick Racing, and he was their suspension specialist. And there was nothing more that him and I would talk on the phone for hours, and I could talk with the guy about that kind of stuff, which I was like, wow, I know what he's, he could explain things to me, and I knew what he was talking about. So suspension in either drag racing, circle track, road course, I've done all of that into the real world, and I know how everything works. So I would bring that into my model building. And I mean, look at this, guys. I'm such a suspension geek. I even own my own Hunter alignment machine.
Lord.
For fun, I do alignments on my cars, in my garage. So I mean, when I got the opportunity, that was like a dream to own one of those. And one day I found one for $300. I'm owning that.
Oh,
brought
wow.
that home. So I love the real, all that angles, everything, setting all your angles for whatever type of performance you want. So,
and see, I'm the opposite though, Matt. That was my thing, was suspension and rear drivetrain in NASCAR. And that's the least thing I want to work
on. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Well, yeah.
That
was something.
That was my specialty, was
and
rear
that's what
suspension, setup, and drivetrain.
Well, when you and I met, that was like a huge conversation, because you found that out about me, and you told me that, and the fact of, like, one of my heroes in race car suspension and race car chassis, Mike Laughlin, and the fact that you were friends with him and went to the shop and all that. And Mike Laughlin was just, I mean, he changed NASCAR coming in, and his innovations into what the Cup car became were astronomical, and I find those guys, and I love, I recently found we lost Mike a couple of years ago, but it was so great, a podcast, and he was someone who never got interviewed much. Finally, there's a great podcast. I wish I could remember. I think I told you about it, sent it to you, Mark, didn't I? That podcast that he was on, and he talked about all kinds of things in the development of him coming up with building all these chassis and stuff. Because he was very close with who you worked for, and so you worked with Mike Laughlin chassis a lot in the early days before he was in Cup, and I found that absolutely fascinating. And I bring that to my model building very heavily, and I really, when I do a suspension on my models, I really go real world, and I'm like, would that really work? Would it work like that? And I want it to look like it would work. So, all the way from circle track or drag racing, it's like I like, here's one of my drag race rear suspension, which is with stuff from other kits. Like, a lot of that, you probably recognize, I changed a few things, but a lot of that came from the flip nose Malibu, that rear end, all that suspension. I swapped, I flipped the ladder bars the other way. That's more conventional to the more modern cars than how they have it in that kit. But I love that rear suspension in that kit so much, because of those ladder bars and everything. And I used them again, like on this Camaro years ago. I was building a little modified production drag car I wanted to build, keeping it simple, but wanting to kind of look like it would really work,
if you go to a model show and somebody looks at a build of yours, Mark's, Chris's, Irvin's, Robert's, and says, it looks like we could crank that thing up and go, I've done my job. I'm like, hey, Fred, you just won top 10. Keep it. Man, this dude told me I could crank it up, and it looks like it would run.
Yeah,
that's all I want. That's all.
It is always cool, and that's a thing that I always. That's a part of my building when I would show stuff on my YouTube channel, take it to shows, and especially when I would have modelers that I admire their work tell me, "Wow, how'd you do? What the heck?" And it's like, scratch building a coil over.
Oh, exactly.
Well, that is actually no. That one is from R&D Unique, but then I scratch built the front ones. For this one car that is a for this suspension here, a little blurry there, but I wanted to look like it was fully adjustable, had the everything. Wow, I picked all the blurry pictures, aren't I great? Anyways, you get the idea. And then this whole rear end setup, and I fabricated all my link ups and Heim joints and stuff with my handrail stanchions. I got a good video on all that stuff. Maybe it's better that everybody goes and looks at that instead of my crappy pictures.
Cool stuff.
But that is doing all that and engineering it, making it look like it would work. I don't really like to bother. One day I will. I don't want to bother to actually have workable suspension, because I don't want my even me messing with my models and look, it works, and whoa, breaks. So I'll make them. I'll make them to where they could be functional. They might be functional, and then I set them, and then I glue them.
Yeah.
And then I do the flip. But that is always my favorite part. It's what I've always been interested in. I'm a suspension geek. I watch videos, read articles. Still to this day, I find there's all these different YouTubers that show you how to do race car setups of all different types of racing, and I watch those all the time, and I read about that stuff, and I just geek the heck out on that stuff. So it is something that's fun that I bring to the hobby. It's my most enjoyable thing. I have a zillion stalled kits that the suspensions are amazing. The rest of it, like this is a monogram. This is the monogram 69 Dodge. And that's all I have done with it. The car is, I actually need to find Panther Pink so I can match the bottom of the car. I would like to get that done one of these days. I need more Panther Pink. But it's to me, that's like when I have a vision of some of these cars, that's what I want to do, is I want to work on that. So the underside is cool. And that's why I when Scale Motorsports came up with those slightly, just perfect size, not too big where it gets in anybody's way on the table. Lifts your car just enough to where you have a mirror under there that shows the underside.
Yeah.
I love those. Yeah. I love those stands. I picked up a few of those. I just leave them. I don't use them to display my models. I don't care about doing it at home. I just keep them in my carrying case. So
Excuse me.
No problem. I keep them in my carrying case just to get so they're there, so I don't forget them. It's a bummer when you bring your model and I can't show off my underside.
Yeah. That's and I've going back to our Acme Southern National show, that was, a lot of people were like, and we're crowded for space. Everybody's like, well, can I, bring a display? Yeah. With reasonable respect to other builders, and, even when I built mine, which really, I just built a small wooden base, incorporated a rotisserie in the center of it, and put a flat mirror down on it, and I set it on it, and it spins. It's got a presentable wooden base with a little green, looks like a green. It's green felt's all it is, but it's colorful. It brings, again, draws your attention to the build.
Yeah,
it's just but a lot of people. Just, God love them. They'll bring these monstrous, great big displays with the bright lights and the music, and I'm like, can I put this on there? Yeah, you put it far back on that table as you can, but there's about 40 other builds here
because they bring them up forward. You don't. That's what I like about these Scale Motorsports.
They're things. Small. I mean, small and to the
they're
point.
Perfect. They do the job. They're attractive. They do really cool designs of them. It's not. So it has a cool look to it. You could even paint it to match your model if that's important to you.
Good idea.
But what I like about them is that they're just not intrusive to the rest of the models on the table. I've always been really conscious about that. Whenever I take a model to a show that I want to have it raised up, I think of everybody else, and I'll get there early. Not to take the forward position, but I try to get it all the way back because I just don't want to, to me, it's also respect to the show, because now you have real estate behind a model that takes up all this. Nobody's going to put models behind it that they can't see. Or the people that are already there, you end up blocking them and their models never get seen. So they basically wasted their time bringing their models. So I just try to be cognizant of the other builders in the show. And I found that this company, which I'm so glad, they were almost going to go away and we wouldn't have those anymore, but someone bought them. So those are still being produced, Scale Motorsports.
Yep.
To me, those are the best. Those are the best display stands ever.
Yeah. One guy had a couple of years ago when I was, we was at the Acme show, which it was the first year that I was a table marshal. A guy was sponsored by Rubbermaid. He brought in, I kid y'all not, he brought in a Rubbermaid trash can flipped over, and he had cut it in half, and he had his display on top of it. And he was like, I was like, where the heck did he get? that's a Rubbermaid trash can. But it did its purpose. He put it in the back of the back of the table, raised it up, and had plenty. Was still respectful to the other builders and had it, where they could, put stuff in front of his. But it got it up. We've already got raised tables, but it raised it up a little bit higher where you could see more aspect of his details. And I was just like, that's pretty dang cool.
Well, Matt, like you were saying, when you think about it, the average model car size, let's just say 7.5, 7.75, depending on the scale, that's your average size, 7.5 inches. And I like to use a turntable with a mirror so you can see underneath all that stuff. But I try to get the smallest turntable I can and the shortest I can, because you do have to have a little bit of courtesy to your fellow builders too.
It doesn't need to be 6 or 7 inches off the table. Having it low.
If you go to
turntables, that I try to do is get the lowest I can.
Lowest one. Yeah. If you go to Irvin's, and Irvin had some great coverage on our show at Acme this year. And if you'll go down through there, I forgot where he showed my USAC build and my 32 Ford 3-window sitting on their bases. And Irvin comes by there, and thank you, Irvin, for bringing those to everybody's attention. But that's the base that I feel, it's to the back of the table. It's respectively. Yeah. And I took a page from this guy's right up here, Mark, where the heck are you? Way up here. I took a page off of Mark's, some of his bases, and took some green felt, made of wood, basically a frame, put the green felt over it, stained it, and cut a hole out in the center and put the turnable, the rotisserie on it. And then I set a little small 12-inch mirror on top of it. The mirror spins, the car spins, and it's a presentable base. If I ever wanted to, I've got some little small lighting, some jewelry lighting that, I could set on top of it. It would, that would enhance it. But I don't really put that much spotlight on on any of my paint. So
that's kind of like, we don't want to spotlight things that Fred likes to do, like having people imagine him naked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
What?
It's a long story, Robert.
It was the first episode. I put it in a short. Go check it out on my channel.
Yeah, go check the short. Yeah, go check the short, not my short.
No, not his short.
I didn't have any on that day. So.
Yeah,
do I have to click that I'm 18 and over?
It is G. It's just a suggestion.
It is over on our OnlyFans page. So.
Yeah.
Who put it over there? It wasn't me. This is a long one for us. This was a great discussion. A lot of neat stuff to think about, and just it's cool how, like it's been brought up, how each one of us kind of have our areas in building that is our favorite part, which is a cool thing that we can all go to one another for help on the parts that, since that's your favorite part, you got any good suggestions for me? Type thing. So now we know. And that was pretty cool.
I know who I'm sending decals to.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
Hey, be sure to put in the comments what your favorite part is.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
drop the comments below.
Yeah, we love our comments. We do try to, we do answer a lot of them. So.
Yeah, everybody gets down there, and we like to read them and answer them and whatnot. And
we appreciate everybody listening in on both Spotify and on the YouTubes.
Oh, boy, do we. And we have been getting, it's just been fantastic. I definitely want to put out a thank you to all of you out there that watch and listen to us and have been letting everybody else know about it. It's really taken off great. This is a lot of fun for us. It's kind of, we've all kind of talked about doing this kind of thing, and it has become for us, and why we do it is because it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun extension to enjoying the hobby of model car building.
Yeah, it's another aspect to the hobby.
It definitely has. It's become an important aspect, actually. And there's a lot of people who watch and listen to all of us, and it enhances their building and the enjoyment of their building. And they might not necessarily be into creating any type of media on that, social media on that, which is fine. Not
Yeah,
everybody.
Some people are just kind of, they're either scared of the technology and they don't really want to get out there and,
yeah, it's just
they may be shy. They can be shy. Yeah,
they'd rather watch it and they'd rather put their concentration into their building.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so great going to shows. We all have experienced it. We go to shows and we meet all these people that watch us, and we get to hear their side of the stories when we meet them. And that's why I like.
It's really gratifying.
Shows.
It's really gratifying. I get a lot of, like at Acme this year. I mean, I had so many people at the Acme show this year. Pappy, Fred, whatever we're calling you today. I watch your channel. I watch Matt's channel. I watch Chris's channel. I watch everybody's channel, and we appreciate. As busy as I am at that show each year, I try to at least stop. I mean, and thank them. And it's really gratifying for y'all to come up and let us know. Hey, I watch y'all on the podcast. Hey, I watched your tutorial on this. What's your take on that? It is.
Yeah, you guys are great. I mean, you guys are what make it worth us putting our time into doing this for you, all of you out there. It's something we really enjoy, and we're really glad. I mean, it's gratifying that what we have to say and what we have to show and what we love about the hobby, that it inspires all of you out there. Mm-hmm. And we're going to keep doing this this podcast until they stop us.
The money runs out.
Yeah, if you see us
the money already ran out, Fred.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, it ran out a while ago. But
wait a minute, I'll do it for donuts. Remember?
Oh yeah. Definitely do it for donuts.
See us at a show and you watch the podcast, give us a salute.
Oh, that's the official podcast.
It'll be like an unspoken like little code,
Yeah, we want to see that at the shows. Just everybody going around going,
we're just gonna go. No.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. There you go. That's a good. Yeah. Wow, that'd be great on a T-shirt then. Huh? Well, everybody, thank you all for watching so much. We're going to go around. We'll start with Hobby Dude and say our goodbyes.
Guys, hope you enjoyed. We had a blast, obviously. So, hey, next time, be sure to join in. And, hey, if you've got any suggestions on topics, stick them in the comments.
Please.
Appreciate you sticking around, guys.
Down to Robert.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for having me here. It was a whole lot of fun. And thanks to everybody that's tuned in to listen to the things I had to say. I will plug my channel one more time.
Please do.
The Questionable Scale Modeling channel, where thinning ratios and pressure settings are just a mere suggestion. So,
I like that.
Who needs that?
Yeah, that's eyeball engineering all the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Over to the level guy.
Well, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the comments. Really enjoy being on here and laughing and having a good time with everybody. And if you're extremely bored and you want to laugh, go to my channel. And I'm at the
Arterake.
Whoops. Hang on.
This guy right here.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Ooh, a chip.
Well, it's supposed to be 2 words. So it's Arter and then
Rake.
Like I said. Yeah, there's a chip right there. But you got to get one of the new ones with the level on it. I put a level on it.
Show that.
I don't have it handy. I gave them out.
Can I send mine back?
Yeah,
I'll fix yours up. I'll trade you next time I see you.
I'll see it. So hope it don't snow.
Yeah, we were all kind of goofing with and talking on our little group thing, and
he's on the level.
Yeah, he's on the level.
And it was like,
I'm not on the level.
What a cool thing! It's like, Irv, you should like incorporate the level with your.
Yeah, it was your guys. It was your idea.
And what a cool little gag you got going there. That's so cool. I hope one day to receive one. That will be nice. Like actually officially, like at a show and it gets put by next to one of my models.
Well,
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm not trying to persuade. If I do this, I can.
Hopefully it'll be on that flip note.
And the thing is I will use it as a tool.
That's what it's intended for.
Yeah, you got to be bubble
for.
on, man. Bubble on. Bubble on.
Bubble on.
Bubble on. Your turn, Pappy.
Oh, Fred Pappy Henry at the West Georgia Rods and Customs. I do appreciate everybody following in today. Again, I'll piggyback off what Mark said. If you got any comments, please leave them below. We'll answer as many as possible. If you got any questions, if you got anything that you want to, have brought up on a future edition of the podcast, feel free, drop us a line. We'll, who knows, we might be, well, if it's one of mine, I'm not going to show up like Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, we do appreciate everybody. We love having y'all listening and commenting. And I'm going to drop it up to this guy right here.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by again. This is Chris from the Sprue. So if you want to add to our discussion, please be respectful in the comments.
Thank you.
And tell all your friends about our little show. Tell your enemies too. I mean, the views help.
Yeah, we'll take
all
the views.
Are good views. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. So we'll see you around on the next one.
And what's your channel, man? Plug your channel.
He did the Sprue.
I'm here at the Sprue.
Well,
you also have a great website too. That's called the Sprue.
That's right.
Hey man, your latest videos doing good job, man. You put some really interesting subjects out there, and it's getting some views. That's awesome.
Yep,
it's awesome. And everybody, down in the description, we have a link to everybody's social media, whatever they're doing down there. And
hey, be sure you add HobbyDude 007 scale models on Facebook. Brand new page, guys.
That's right. That's right.
Let's while we were recording.
Yep. We are going to have that link down in the bottom too.
We are nationwide.
Nationwide. We are international because we have the Canadian here.
Well, that's true. We are international.
we are an international rock group here.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got the Canadian, the hillbilly, the South Carolinian, the other South Carolinian, the middle of the
village idiot, right?
And yeah. Oh yeah, Virginia.
The Iowan.
The Iowan.
We now got the Iowan on her.
You got that Arizonian. So
Southwest Carolina.
Yeah.
The cactus dude.
Cactus.
Right on. Well, everyone, thank you so much for checking us out, man. We do appreciate it. I've said it a zillion times. And
guess what?
Who's going to say the final words? We're going to go with our guest,
Robert.
Robert, you get to end it.
Oh, God.
Do it.
I'm not sure. Oh, keep cutting that styrene and keep gluing your fingers together.
Oh, jeez.
What's the other one? Here's the producers.
And why do we do this? Because it's
fun.
Fun. Now,
here's the producers.
Ah!
My little buddy Irv. Where's my little buddy Irv at?
I know he was all his tail was wagging, and I figured he'd be the first one on.
Yeah, he's all full of piss and vinegar, and when he gets to the gate.
Oh, there's Irv.
There's the herb.
24 karat gold Irv. That is a gorgeous gold, dude.
That's just the base. That's just the base coat. It's gonna have a lot of candy on it.
Irv, I got something just in your honor today.
It's hard to put it on when you got your headphones, eh?
Hold on.
That'll keep him quiet, won't it?
Too bad that big head didn't fall off when the head said.
You need to take pity on my mother. You got to remember this thing came through her. La 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 la.
Boy, this is just a morning of problems.
Do what? Let me go out. I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
See you, Fred.
Maybe I'll let you back. Maybe not.
Oh Lord, how do I get out of here? There we go. Exit from full. All right, going out. Ah, jeez.
Top right where it says Red Pappy Henry and log out.
How about
Got to
now?
train him every day.
I am not trainable. How about now? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You've been fine on this end.
I was doing fine. This freaking Irv, I'm blaming this on you. I've limped along with worse. Glad to be here. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's time to drink.
Sunday.
It's time to drink.
Dude,
Dr. Pepper.
as I get older, that's what mine is every day.
Mark, did you get the email?
About what?
Serious.
Yeah.
Oh, STS? Well, I got that shirt too. You want me to go put that one on?
No. I'm afraid you'll change it on screen. Never mind. Because I've already seen one of our excerpts of me talking about being naked.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That come back and haunted me.
I'll have nightmares about that.
I got nightmares about getting out in the shower and looking in the mirror. I don't need to see Fred.
Okay, I'm on.
Robert.
Congratulations.
You should change your name to Soft J. I already told him the story.
Oh.
Everybody is a plethora of advertisements today.
Oh, well, I was just
Robert.
at Pegasus.
Robert's got Pegasus. I have STS. Mark has STS. Well, I've got a few other things other than STS.
Irv, the self-promoter.
I just got Amazon Black.
Chris, who you advertising today?
Uh,
Star Trek.
Oh, come on.
While Matt was figuring out his IT blunder, it looked like a first grader put that BMF on. I was just like, no, it looks like crap. So this morning I got in here and
your tech support is a first grader.
What's our topic today? Let me put this.
What? Who invited this guy to be on this podcast?
All right, everybody.
I think that was you.
Always my fault. Everybody blames me all the time. All right. Hey, wait a second. Look busy, everyone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's program director's mother.
Here comes the paycheck.
We're going to have that clicker again, Irv. Hold on a second.
Oh, God, I don't know if I can take 2 doses of clap.
The Darth Vader of the group.
Mark, I'm your father.
Irv, do your job for a change.
Give us the clap.
The clap?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There he went.
He's gone. He's back.
There went that quarter.
That's how you know the podcast has ended. We all go away.
That was a short one.
No, that was good.
I think our checks are bouncing this week.
When they call that witch doctor again.
Brian's already going to have nightmares. So, look, it was either the one that her head spun, or that one that she's going up and down, or the one where she, projectile. So I was.
When he comes back, we'll go, well, that's it for today, guys.
Fred Henry at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Had a great time today. Appreciate y'all coming by.
It's echoing now.
Echo.
Echo.
We're just wrapping up the program.
This just means more editing.
Folks, please wear proper PPE. If you don't know what PPE stands for, it's an acronym for personal protection equipment.
Well, you're going to have to repeat that because this is not in the podcast. I just thought I'd let you know. So now you're going to have to say all that over again, Fred.
No, I'm going back.
I am constantly having to train you, aren't I? I hired you onto this because I had heard that you were professional.
Let me get this straight. So we're on the podcast, but then we're off the podcast, and now we're going to be back on the podcast.
Hold on, I got to make sure we got to stay consistent. Everybody has to be.
There you go.
I feel so much better.
Okay, let's see. Let me mark the time to come back when I edit all that crap out.
Here at this location right over here.
Oh, well, see, what you see doesn't matter to me. I could care less.
We're in the correct sequence now.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah.
I just like being on top of Fred.
Whoa! It's the kind of show we're making here.
We have a love child together.
Oh, this is so going to become a short. You blew it, Brian. And anytime that I can make Fred the butt of the joke in a short, it's happening.
Speaking of shorts, I do have shorts on today.
Oh, thank gosh. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. Irvin's trying to give us the clap again.
No, I'm just doing the flip nose. It's like our national anthem now.
Oh,
Try to get him
say,
finished.
can you see Matt's flip nose ain't done? We missed the bully today. We missed the bully.
Oh yeah, I was hoping the bully would get.
And you can Bluetooth it to your phone too, and I can be like,
isn't it something? Living in the future, man, is such a
technology. What do we do without it?
I know.
I need a Bluetooth for my decals.
Robert, something for you to work on. There you go. Get all.
I need about 10 foot of det cord and about a quarter, just about a quarter ounce of C4, and I'd be happy with if I had.
Whoa! I guess that would take care of it, wouldn't it? And we can wrap this whole thing up. So here we go. You want to hit the clicker, Irv?
Give us the
come on.
clicker.
Do your job, Irv.
You're on a payroll for something.
There we go. Take 71.
That's a wrap.
I have.
No, it's not a wrap yet. We're gonna wrap it. So get ready.
Oh, I gotta do it again.
Yeah, that's to get us going. So
all right.
I gotta write down new time now.
2.4405.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, here we go.
Fire for effect.
Perfect.
Now that's a wrap.
That's a. Oh yes. Now there you got your.
That's official.
Now
that's a wrap.
Irvin's got the clap.
Yep. I gotta stand up. I ain't got no shorts on.
No.